Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fabulous episode of Absolutely Pickled, the greatest pickleball podcast on the planet. Okay, here we are today, and Lee, we have another fabulous guest literally in the house with you at APHQ. Would you like to do the honours and introduce your lovely friend?
Absolutely. We fresh from across the pond. We have the one and only Lou Stevens, who is single-handedly instrumental for everything that London Pickleball does, and together with Karen Mitchell, are helping grow Pickleball England into a massive force to be reckoned with. So doing a lot for pickleball in the UK. Glad she's here. Good mate of mine. Welcome.
Nice to be here.
Thank you for coming, Lou. And that honestly is the nicest intro I've ever heard her do, because usually she rips on people.
Because I'm sitting closer. You see her hands behind me. She's
yeah.
Slap me across the back of the head. I'm not an idiot.
I mean,
I
would put my money on Lou.
Duress.
Yeah,
I was under duress in that intro. Can I just have to let it be known?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, Lou, we have never met in person, so it's really nice to meet you virtually, as we are now. And I get back to England about once a year. So next time I'm over there, I'm coming and knocking on your door and saying, can I please come play with you? But
absolutely.
Yeah, I live just north of London, and well, my mum lives in Harpenden, Hertfordshire. My brother lives in St Albans, which is where we went to school and everything. So then I lived in London, but I would come down in a heartbeat. Now, so London Pickleball, let's talk about that. Where do you have a central location? Where is London Pickleball based?
So we're based in southwest London, just 10 minutes south of Wimbledon.
Okay.
So easily accessible for anybody who travels and visits London, because it's like a 20-minute train ride from Waterloo. Anybody who comes into London can easily come and play.
Yep.
We play at a school in southwest London, and we've got about 500 players that are registered as playing at our venues. So we run 9 sessions a week, and it's just crazy busy.
I see because I follow you on Facebook, and I see people all the time saying, I'm in London for a day or two, where can I play? And then they're looking and everybody directs them your way, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So let's back up a bit. How did you get into pickleball?
Well, I had a friend who was living in Richmond, Virginia, and they found pickleball and were like, oh, this is a crazy good game, you've got to learn to play it. And I was like, never heard of it. We certainly don't play it anywhere in England.
Right.
So I just ignored her. And
that's pretty much how it goes the first time when anyone mentions it.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Lee pretty much ignores me every day. But yeah. So I understand this. Okay.
Yeah. So then eventually they were like, this game is so big, we're actually going to go to the villages and we're going to play there, and we're going to run a little business and make T-shirts and stuff, because pickleball's the big thing. And I was like, nah, still not.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was chatting and I was on Facebook, and this thing popped up about pickleball in England. I was like, no way.
What?
Clicked on it, and lo and behold, there were people playing pickleball in England. So I was like, I better try this. So I went over to Heathrow. There was a guy called Leonardo Gonzalez, who's, although Spanish, was living in England.
I was just going to say, he's not English, Lou.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
And he was living in England, and he was just pickleball crazy.
Yeah.
And he said, come on, I'll do an introduction. So I went across and he taught me. I had 2 intros with him, 2 lessons, absolutely hooked.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm addicted. And the following weekend, I was flying to Lake Tahoe to go skiing. And I was like, Google, let's see if they've got pickleball.
Yeah.
And I went and played at Lake Tahoe and didn't ski at all.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
And so I don't even know. Like, were they indoor courts in Lake
Yeah.
Tahoe? Yeah.
Yeah, indoor courts up at Truckee, North Lake Tahoe.
And you never skied. So you paid all that money for a ski trip and you never went.
Well, as it happens, one of the reasons was that I played 3 times, and on the 3rd time I ruptured my cruciate ligament.
Oh no!
Yeah. And I said I wasn't going to ski because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And then I did that playing pickleball.
Yeah,
so there
I'm
you go.
coming back from a broken ankle from playing tennis, would you believe, in September. But it got better. It's fine. Everybody says to me, "Oh, did you do it playing pickleball?" I'm like, "No, actually, I didn't. I played playing tennis." But oh my gosh, that's amazing. Now, have you come from any kind of racket sports? Were you just good, or what had you played before?
So I'd played women's soccer, women's football. And I'd played at like quite a high level. I'd played international for Wales, and I played for Fulham and Chelsea and Wimbledon. So I'd had years and years of playing football.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm done with sport. I never want to play a sport again.
Right.
But then I found pickleball, and it has literally taken over my life.
Yeah. It seems like it. You're a busy woman.
Yeah.
Now, okay, quick question. My 2 sons, but my oldest one's a soccer player. Was a very good one.
We can call it football. We're 3 Brits here.
We're 3 Brits. Football. Okay, thanks. He did not save me any money by going to college with honours scholarship. He could have, but he got burnt out and he had a bit of knee trouble. But what position are you, or did you?
I played centre midfield.
Okay, that's his position.
There you are.
Centre mid. He was like, you're not your Harry Kane because he's a bit further forward, but he was a bit of a Steven Gerrard at times.
Oh,
you know
right.
what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, I miss watching that kid play, and the other one was a goalie. So I've seen both ends of the spectrum, like watching the guy that always scores, and then the guy that has to save it, and I think that's terrifying, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. But do you still play soccer at all, or no?
No, nothing. It's I occasionally go and watch a friend of mine, a girl called Marianne Spacey. She was, in my opinion, the best woman footballer ever in England.
Yes.
And she ended up being the assistant head coach of the England women's team.
Okay.
And she's now head of women's football at Southampton Ladies.
Oh, Southampton, that's our team. Because my brother and my dad and all my family's from Southampton. I was born in Coventry, so I'm supposed
never mind.
Coventry, but they just lost in the semi-final of the
They did to Man U.
Yeah, so no one's going to watch that FA Cup. What was I going to just ask you then? I thought of something and I've forgotten it now. Never mind. We'll move on. It will come back to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you meet Lee?
I was going on holiday to Oregon, and
why were you going on holiday to Oregon? No one goes on holiday to Oregon.
Well,
it's beautiful.
I've got to say, for every state I've been in America, Oregon is by far the most beautiful.
Oh, interesting.
So far, I've not been to Utah. But yeah, so we were going out to Oregon, and I just put on Facebook, anywhere to play pickleball in Oregon.
There you go. See? Yep.
Yeah. And a girl called Susie Anderson, who had been over to England and had stayed at my house.
Okay.
She was like, I've got a friend in Bend. She said, so let me hook you up. And she hooked me up with Lee, and Lee invited me to go and play at Widgie Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's where we met. And then Lee literally was flying out the next day.
Yeah.
Out, I think, maybe to Florida.
No, I don't know where I was going.
You were going to teach somewhere.
No, I was going to go play somewhere. I wasn't going to go teach.
I think you were.
No,
I think you were going to teach. But yeah, so Lee literally said, here's the courts, go and play. Found some people for me to play with.
No, because you'd come in and you said, just wanted to introduce myself. And I was like, oh yeah, from Susie, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, do you want to play now? And there were some people playing and I'm like, oi, can they jump in? So they jumped in, and then they, you know, then they, I think they came back again that evening.
Yeah.
And then like you were just like part of the furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it. It was cool. It's such a great place, Woodgie Creek.
Yeah, yeah.
Loved it.
To me, it's one of the most beautiful facilities, and it's not. I'm not saying it just because I had a hand in it, but it really, truly is a lovely facility.
Yeah.
How many
It
forts
is.
there, mate?
10.
10.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
It,
yeah.
at one point was the largest indoor facility in the country. And that, like, I think we had that title for like 4 weeks, but we had it.
Yeah.
You did have it. You owned it for a bit.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, let's talk about pickleball in the UK.
Yeah.
So obviously you're doing a fantastic job, Lou, of spreading the word and spreading the joy, and that's kind of what Lee, I'm sure Lee's spoken to you, but what we, from an absolute pickle perspective, we're interested because Lee's a pro, and so we're interested in what's happening in the whole pickleball universe. But at the same time, our priority really is just to get more and more people playing and enjoying it and having fun and getting out there and doing it. So we're very grassroots, and I know that you guys are very grassroots. So how is it going, and what would you say, you know, do you think that the pickleball bug is catching on there? I know that I'm not allowed to say padel, but paddle is also a bigger competitor in the UK and Europe than it is here. So, you know, how do you, like, what would you say the landscape is right now?
Yeah, I think there's a real mix. I think, you know, everyone says pickleball's the fastest growing sport in the world, unless you're a paddle player. And then you say paddle's the fastest growing sport in the world. I certainly see more pickleball players than paddle players, but they're both growing massively.
Yep.
And a lot of people play both.
Oh, interesting.
But would you agree that the downside of pickleball in the UK right now is that paddle actually have clubs and facilities, whereas pickleball does, there's some outdoor courts, but there's no dedicated indoor courts facilities, like proper pickleball clubs, so to speak, or even like a tennis pickleball club or a paddle pickleball club, that they've really adopted the sport. And in spite of that, pickleball is still growing like crazy. So the minute you have facilities like out the park.
Absolutely. I think
literally and figuratively.
So I think that the one thing that has stunted the growth of pickleball in the UK is facilities. So we have to use like leisure centres. We're fighting them with badminton. We have to use school sports halls. Again, we're fighting with basketball and everything else. So and certainly at London Pickleball, that's been the biggest problem for us, because, you know, with 500 players and only 9 2-hour sessions a week, you cannot get everybody in. So we turn away. So we have, on a Tuesday, we have a 2-hour session 6 till 8 and another one 8 till 10. And for the last 2 Tuesdays, we've had to turn away 48 people. Had to say to them, sorry, you can't play.
You're not going to.
You can't play, no facilities. And that has been the biggest problem until now. But things will change. They are changing.
And I will say, though, even like at the rec level, right? Like the English Open, right, is the largest tournament in Europe. Was it year 1 was like maybe 400 players? And then year 2 was over 1,000, and year 3 this year is going to be insane. And there's going to be over 50 countries represented, and easily 1,500 plus participants, which is insane.
I think they're already at 1,600.
And the gap between, like, from having gone to 2 English Opens, right, and played, and like this year we're taking them. I'm a next gen coach. I'm taking them and coaching them, and they came over. The Atlantic Cup was Europe versus the States, and there was 4 Brits on the Europe team. And then, you know, I saw them play Miami. They played the Atlantic Cup. Saw them play Delray, and then just saw them at the US Open. And the gap between was here, and now it's slowly closing. So in spite of not having the facilities that we have here, that we sometimes take for granted, like that gap at the pro level is closing,
Yeah.
and they're hungry, and
Yeah.
and you're seeing it, right? Which is, I think that's been fantastic for the growth of the sport,
Yeah.
because I'd love to see a podium list or a top 10 list and see all the different countries and see
Yeah.
that, right? Because we're just so far ahead of the curve that, you know, but yet we're not now anymore. Like, catch up is coming, and talent is coming, you know, from England, from India, from Australia, you name it, they're coming.
And certainly, like two of the girls from the UK, like they played against Anna Lee Waters and her mum, and took, you know, they lost 11-6. Like, we were all thinking, well, if they get a point, we're all going to be happy. Well, when they got 6 points, it was like we'd won like every competition in the world.
And they finished top 10.
They did,
They finished top 10 in women's pro.
So,
out of a field of 48 teams, I think. So I think they finished 9th, right? So that says, hey, we're coming.
We're getting there.
We're coming.
Nice.
And despite the fact that they haven't got the training facilities and the
correct. So when they do,
I mean,
like,
you're playing in leisure centres on wood, right? And on, you know, and it's spinny. It's like when we used to play tennis, you know, inside on wood. It was like, Jesus Christ, it was like ridiculously fast. So I mean, you know, they're having, maybe that's why they're getting good though, because they're having to be quicker than but it's not the same, you know, if you haven't got the facilities, which is why I was going to say, you know, what happens. I mean, everybody then with tennis, you know, if you get good at tennis, you come to America, you know what I mean? Is that going to happen with pickleball? Is it going to be, you know, like we had Thadia lock on, and she comes out and she plays a lot of tournaments around in America, right? But, you know, she's
the one who finished 9th.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Her and Paige won.
So I mean, so long as like it just, you want to help them improve and grow from where they're from, rather than having to come over here because the facilities and the training,
right? But I think that the big difference is going to be, like, right now, like in tennis, right? Like, tennis is a scholarship sport, so there was a way to further your education and help your game. And you've got your big academies set up, like IMG, you know, Saddlebrook, you name it, that you know, Everett, and there's places for people to come train. And here, yes, can people come train? Absolutely. But and it's probably there, you can get a visa, like you can get the P visa for the athlete visa, but it's not a collegiate sport yet. It's at the club level, not a scholarship, right? So I think the more facilities are built in other countries, like, the talent will take care of itself, and then we'll see a big crossover. It'll be nice to see that crossover where we can have, you know, a European tour where it's like, hey, I'm spending Europe in summer, and you know, I'm summer in Europe in summer, and I'm gonna go play, like, I'm playing, you know, June. I mean, like we used to do in tennis, right? You had Felix there. You had, remember the tournaments, the junior tournaments that everybody did. And that's similar, right? And that'll be nice to see. But we need the talent to stay sort of in the countries. Like, come over and play, and vice versa. You know, I'd love to go over and train with, you know, Thadia Payne and James and Louis. That'd be fun, and I could do that, and they can come here and train. But let's not encourage everybody to come over, because then now we're just
dilute the talent at home. And there's some real talent at home. I run the United Kingdom Young Persons Championship every year. And this year it was just like 2 weekends ago. And we hire the National Badminton Centre in Milton Keynes. Have the whole thing. And we had 40 young people playing. It was phenomenal. Wow. Like, the standard was through the roof, way better than we've ever seen in previous years. And we had a couple of 10-year-olds, and I think the oldest boy was 24. It was an under 25 championship. And the guys that won it, Anakin and Lauren, they were phenonational.
The court coverage of those guys. I mean, I play out
like nothing.
It's ridiculous. I have my mixed team. I could have birthed a lot of them, right? So I have like a 26, two 27-year-olds, one 31-year-old guys, and then there's me, and then there's one girl who's just early 30s, and another girl who's like 27. So I'm basically the grammar of the team. It is amazing. Like the court coverage. I just
Yeah.
stand there and like go.
And they do it point after point after point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's rude.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, stop, because
No.
I did a lot to get that.
No.
point. And they're like, no,
Run.
sorry. We'll
Yeah.
just casually get it, and then we'll run back and get the other one. And I was like, this is rude now. I'm
Yeah.
like feeling insulted.
I don't. I'm like, thank God for that, because my foot's gonna kill me if I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're on your team when you're playing
Yeah.
against them. It's bloody annoying.
Yeah, what was nice, so we run alongside the championship, we run a festival, so we have like 100 people on the Saturday, 100 on the Sunday, and so the kids are invited to stay and play in the festival. And it was really nice. I played with I think he's 13, a young kid called Ollie, who plays paddle, plays tennis, now plays pickleball, and he was like, come on, I'm playing with you. So we had a game. And it was lovely, because all I had to do was hit the odd shot.
Yes.
And he could do all the running.
Let him run around. Exactly.
I loved it.
That's exactly how I feel. So at that event, like you're London based, obviously, or South England, right? Are people coming from all over the UK?
Yeah. We had
are there other pockets where it's like we always talk about, don't we, Lee? Like Florida, California, Texas,
Arizona.
Right?
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah.
In England, is it London? Where are the other pockets?
Yeah, so it is all over. There's a massive pickleball community up in Glasgow.
Oh.
Yeah, huge.
Is that anything to do with Judy Murray or not?
Not the bulk of it.
I don't know why we're getting a thumbs up all the
That's
time.
okay.
I'm like, I don't even know.
It's just amusing.
I'm like I'm not moving my hands. I'm like, it's not.
Don't touch the screen.
So Glasgow West Pickleball Club is huge. And they kind of Glasgow was the biggest thing, but they're now playing in Aberdeen, in Dundee. Really, and the girl that won the young person's championship, the girls side of it, she's from Aberdeen.
Okay.
So she came down for it. We had 2 kids from Northern Ireland.
Oh wow.
They played, so there's quite a big community in Ireland now. We had pretty much London and the southeast of England, I would say, is the biggest region for pickleball players. The northwest is massive. There's a woman called Elaine Shawcross that just got the British Empire medal from the King. And she's grown pickleball in the northwest phenomenally. They have like a northwest doubles league. They've just started up an inter-club league. So yeah, it's huge in the northwest.
Amazing.
It's growing like crazy. And actually, we're also seeing pickleball in the Channel Islands too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like Guernsey has a pickleball club. I think Jersey has one too.
Yeah.
Like Sark are probably the ones that are going to be last on that list coming in. But
and Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight
in the Isle of Wight. Yeah. One of the top players.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all over now. It's literally gone crazy since COVID.
Yeah.
When I started playing in 2016, I think I could tell you the names of every pickleball player in the country. Like there was maybe 150 people playing.
Right. And they were all in your phone.
Yeah. Now, like I was on Facebook the other day and it came up like Grimsby Pickleball Club. I'm like, what? And it's huge. Karen Mitchell, who's the director of Pickleball England, she's literally inundated with, can you list our club on the places to play? Like the club locator. And it's constant. It's literally constant.
Yeah.
Like, I remember a mate of mine used to, like, he's like, oh, Lee, I saw you on YouTube, you're playing pickleball. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, how's it going in the States? I'm like, it's massive here. He's like, oh, it's not that big here. He's like, I go to the park every Saturday and we have 3 nets and we set them up. He's like, I love it. And I just want people to come play. And it's like, to see from there to where it's grown now, it's insane. And the minute they get dedicated facilities and the minute that happens, like it's game over, because the talent is there. We just now need to have the facilities to facilitate that.
And they're coming. They're coming. big announcement in the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
we might have an exclusive or not.
we
You
love
might.
exclusive, Luke. Give us the exclusive. We love the exclusive.
Yeah, they're building an indoor swimming pool. It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's coming.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Just I don't know why I thought of this, but as you guys were talking about, him setting up the nets and whatever, I'm literally teaching a couple of ladies in town here, and they said, "Is there a chance instead of the park, you could come to us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Like, "Where are you?" They're, "Well, we've got a net set up in a cul-de-sac," and I'm like, "Okay." So yeah, okay. And they said, "Could you come at 7 o'clock?" I'm like, "It's gonna be dark. Have you got lights?" "Oh no, yeah, we've got lights." Like, they've got a whole. I can't wait to go and see what the hell's going on. Like, but that's it. Just the insanity. I said,
It's like guerrilla pickleball.
all over, and they're like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. Everybody will come out from the cul-de-sac houses and watch." So
You'll be like the local cul-de-sac pro.
Yeah. Well, we had where I live, we have like quite regular street parties. If there's an event, we get a new king, we get a birthday, whatever, we have a street party.
I remember
And-
1977
new
Silver
king?
Jubilee.
Well, new king, old queen, anything.
Old queen.
Yeah, weddings,
Yes.
divorces, anything royal.
Yes,
And
that's right.
at the last one, they were literally, the kids in the street are like, "Luke, can you get your pickleball stuff out?" And we just put a net across the road, and all the kids were playing in the street.
Yeah.
It was fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
And we had Gina Urango, who's a pro volleyball player. She's won like AVP volleyball tournaments and whatnot. And she said they got into it, her and her boyfriend got into it in COVID, and they went to Home Depot, or it's like what's it called?
B&Q.
B&Q, there you go. And got some PVC pipe and some garden netting, set it up in the driveway, taped out, and they were playing. And I think that I mean, talk about grassroots. I mean, that is what is so great.
Isn't that the good thing about pickleball, as opposed, going back to what you're saying about paddle? Like, pickleball, you can play anywhere. You can play in a car park. You can play in the road. You can play anywhere. Paddle, well, unless you've got four walls,
right?
And a paddle court costs, I don't know, 30,000 to build.
Agreed.
A pickleball court you can just put anywhere.
Yeah. I also have no desire to hit a ball coming from behind me. I'm sorry.
No,
never liked squash, and I don't have any.
I'm just like, I'm leaving that one alone.
No, nobody's gonna
nothing from behind you.
Nothing.
That paddle is the way to go. And the fact that you can run out the door and run back in, like, what's going on?
No, what's annoying is like an overhead, right? Like in tennis, or like in tennis is a winner, and pickleball it should be a winner, right? And paddle, you hit this overhead, and then the bloody arseholes at the net going and waiting for it to come to me, and then goes boop. And I'm like, no, that's rude. Like, I put a lot of effort into that shot, and you just don't get to stand there so the ball can come to you.
Yeah, if I got it past you, it should be counted as a winner.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, that we've just established that pickleball wins over paddle, which was mainly
every time
and twice on Sundays. Lou, we're now going to move into our fun section called Dear AP. So I don't know if you know about this, but basically every magazine has a Dear Abby section. So we decided to make Leah Abby, and she answers questions from listeners. And as we have you as a lovely special guest, you can absolutely weigh in, and I would expect nothing less. I listen and then make notes because it helps me with my coaching tips.
And I challenge any of Penn's students, like the next lesson she has, tell me what episode you watched and did that tip come up in the lesson.
I will tell you this. So, by the way, Luke, as you'll notice, I am in the kitchen. I am in violation in the kitchen, which is our joke, right?
Yeah.
He never is. But a lot of my beginners that I teach, I have a lot of kitchen analogies, because Leo has said, close the cupboard on your volleys, close the cupboard. So I'm using that one. But I came up with my own, didn't I, Lee? You didn't tell me this one. And I came up with, on the dink, does everybody have a dishwasher? Okay.
No, shut the drawer. I say shut the drawer.
You say that. Well, I say dishwasher. Here's why. So with a dishwasher. I said, you know, you have to bend down and close the dishwasher, right? You don't want to slam it because you'll break the glasses, and you don't want to half-ass it because the door won't shut. So you've got to close the dishwasher. They love it.
Yes.
And then, of course, I always say, where does everybody end up at a party? In the kitchen. So get your ass to the kitchen line, right?
Absolutely.
Couple of those. But I do steal her ideas mostly.
Yeah.
I try and be
She
original.
does a good one about moving to get the salt when you're cooking in the kitchen.
Oh, I've heard that one.
Oh, this is a good one.
Give it up.
So if you want to like get a ball that's over to your right, if you're in the kitchen and you needed some salt to put on your food, like while you're cooking, you wouldn't lean across to the salt. You would take a couple of steps, get the salt and bring it back.
Yes.
So don't lean across for your shot.
Get the salt.
Just take a step, get the salt.
Stealing
it's a good
it.
one.
You can steal it. Yeah.
Stealing it. Got it. Thanks very much.
It's the only thing I've ever taken any notice of that Lee's ever said.
I feel like I did help you drive once.
She did help me drive. Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't drive a ball for toffee. Now, favourite shot.
There you go. Oh.
Yeah. But I stole it from someone else. I just made it my own.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Hey, whatever works. Whatever. She doesn't help me at all. I just have to listen to these episodes, you know, and then pretend that I know what I'm talking about. Okay. So now it is time, ladies and gentlemen, and friends of my husband, for Dear AP. Okay. First question is from Jack in El Segundo. No kidding. This is my son. And he asked me this morning. And I said, right, well, you're going to be on the podcast then. So Lee, get ready.
Jack, I apologize.
Why do you apologize?
For what is I'm about to say.
Yeah, exactly. So she knows she can slag Jack off. He used to be intern Jack, but now he's a proper job. But anyway, so Jack from El Segundo asks, Lee, not to brag, but my backhand is better than my partner's forehand. When we're both back and I'm on the right and my partner is on the left, does his forehand still trump my backhand, or do I say, I got it from now on?
Well, I would say, intern Jack, seeing as you left us, you are now no longer privy to this information, because you would have had it at your fingertips had you stayed with us. No, you know what? It's one of those things where if someone's backhand drive is better than the forehand drive, I would love them to take that, only because then you're giving that left-sided person a way in to shake and bake, to do something and to be a little bit more aggressive on that fifth shot.
Now you're going to need to explain shake and bake to our listeners.
No, because Jack knows what shake and bake is. So it's when somebody drives, when let's say I drive the ball, Lou charges in to pick up the next ball.
Yeah.
Right. So it's an aggressive move on the serving side.
Got it.
So if the backhand drive is better than the forehand, definitely drive it into the right place. So you're setting up, drive it in front of you, not in front of your partner, so that when your partner's coming in, they're coming in at a sort of a diagonal angle, looking at where that ball is, so they can pick it off, versus if you go behind the person in front of your partner that's charging in, they can easily hit the ball behind you, right? So I would say yes, take it, and just have fun with it. Or sometimes let the forehand drive the ball and you shake and bake and come in with the backhand volley winner. It's, you know, it depends. Does he want to be the setter up, or does he want the glory moment? Up to him.
I would probably, knowing him, say, because he was a centre mid / goal scorer, he's going to want the glory moment. So he's going to say, drive it. But they're just say that again. They drive it straight then. And
middle to in front of the person who's driving the ball, not diagonal.
Not diagonal, because otherwise they'll get jammed. Okay.
Yeah, and tell him that, you know, I would gladly work on this with him if he was still our intern. But,
right.
You know,
yeah.
Too bad, so sad.
No, he bailed on us. He now works for Ticketmaster. He doesn't care anymore.
Like, what, a paying job's more important than us?
Yeah,
like, seriously.
I mean, seriously. Well,
So
we did
rude.
pay him. We did pay him, but
We did.
not enough.
Well,
clearly not enough.
Well,
Clearly
you know
not
what?
enough. All right. Second question. That was great. So Jack from El Segundo, there's your answer. Second question is Kim from South Carolina asks, in a dink battle, how do you decide when is the right time to speed up? Bum,
Whatever the hell
bum,
you want.
bum.
Came from South Carolina. Like, no, like this is terrible. Like, I won't say what I was gonna say. So I'm just gonna say there's a
I
couple
don't
of
know her,
times
so you can slag her off.
No. I mean, I was gonna say something about the Civil War. They didn't win
Maybe
it, so,
not.
so don't bother. You know, you're
That's
gonna
not-
lose the battle no matter what. History says
Oh.
it is. I went to
It's gonna
college in South
repeat itself.
Carolina. I went to college in South Carolina, so I have nothing
Oh,
but love
that's
for
right.
South
You
Carolina.
were. Maybe you know Kim.
I probably do. Actually, I had a Kim on my tennis team and my volleyball team. But I will say, speed up the ball in front of you, not ever diagonal, because it's the longest distance diagonal. So if I sped up the ball to the person in front of Lou's going to get hammered very quickly because now I've given them shortest distance to Lou, right?
Yeah.
So I want to go shortest distance in front of me, because if you counter, typically you're going to counter cross court. Longest distance, now she can set up and do something. But when do you do that? When your opponent's paddle is down by her knees and not ready.
Yeah.
Right. So her face is exposed. I'm not saying go for the face, but when you see, instead of being here and you see the paddle drop, now you can go here, because you want it. When you're speeding up the ball, you're not speeding up to pass the person. You're speeding up to get them to have their paddle in and to have a, oh, what's happening moment, right?
Right.
And when your feet are set, so it's typically you've been given a dead dink that they've done nothing with the ball, just put it back in play. And you don't have to do much. You're not stretched out to move. You're not moving on, you know, you're not outstretched trying to get to the ball. It's in front of you. You're there. You can get that paddle underneath the ball and you can flick it at the opponent because her paddle's down. Sorry, we have a neighborhood fly that just came in to say hi.
No worries. So that's really good. Shocking. Occasionally she comes up with some real gems, but that was a good one. Here's my question. We had, I forget which guest was on that had played with you, and he said he kept waiting for Lee, and she's like, what? He's like, why is she not attacking? Why is she not attacking? Do you remember who that was? Was that?
No.
You don't remember? And then, but you were waiting, and then you attacked, and like you were waiting for the right one. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
No.
Was it Jason? No,
Yeah,
it
I
wasn't
think it was Jason. Yeah. And he said he couldn't figure out. It's like, why is she not attacking? But you were just biding your time for the right one to then go.
Yeah, you want to lull them into something, right? And you want to bait them into something, because if they think the speed up's always coming.
Well, I think
you
you could be there all day, right? And I think a lot of us are like, oh God, I've done one, or I've done two, or I've done three, or now I'm looking for trouble. Am I going to put it in the net before then? Do you know what I mean? Because we're confident that we could do that all day because I'm drilled as hard as you have. So I think that's why sometimes you do 1, 2, 3, and you're like, okay, fuck it, I gotta speed this up.
Right. But then I would say I'll challenge you to just get on court and drill and get comfortable dinking and just embrace it, because you want to know that you can out dink, because I don't, you know, if like you want to dink with me, that's fine. I'll have all day. I'll wait for the right ball. I'll get my partner the right ball, right? There's no panic. And I think that's the 4 and below, probably that's the biggest mistake we all make, is we're in a hurry. There's no hurry. The ball's on your side of the court. Take your time. Hit your shot. No one says you got to put the ball away. No one says anything. You just have to, if you can hit the ball across the net in an unattackable manner, you're going to get an attackable ball back at some point. So embrace that, drill it, and make it, you know, own it.
Own it.
And then you're going to have a lot more fun, because now your speed ups aren't panicked. You're not trying to do things in a panicked rush going, and then you can't replicate panic or rushed. Even if when it works, right? You can't replicate that, but you can replicate methodical. And that's what you need. And I don't know why I've given you 2 really good answers.
I know. I'm really excited.
So sad.
You must be in just a good mood. It must
I'm
be
looking
those
at
gold medals.
I'm looking at our lovely courts at HQ going, I've got to channel the coach in me, and I'm like, that's just, I should have my back to it.
Yeah, no, you got to stay this way every time. She's never nice, Lou. Never.
Yeah.
I don't know what you've done to her.
Last recording, I had to text Pen and say, I think I gave you too much of a hard time.
I know.
I'm really
she's
sorry.
Like, text me. She goes, sorry if I was hard on you. I'm like, really? Were you? No different than normal.
Yeah.
Like, I also, my guilt took over.
No, fine. Okay. Brilliant answers. Thank you very much. Anything to add? Otherwise, we're going to jump into the AP questionnaire, which is the most fun part of the whole podcast. If you haven't had fun already, Lou, you're about to. Are you ready? We're going to
We're
ask
ready.
you 10 questions.
Right.
And first answer doesn't have to be pickleball related. And you just tell us what you think, and anything goes. Lou, what is your favorite word?
I can't say it.
No, it's not a swear word. You can't say that one because that's
Oh, you
another
can't
question.
say-
That's another question. So your favorite non-swear
Other
word.
than swear word, what is your non-curse word favorite word?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Woo!
Bum.
love
Yeah,
it.
and that wasn't set up. It
Yeah,
absolutely.
you do say
That's
it a
all
lot.
right.
I do say it a lot,
yeah.
don't I?
You're
Yeah,
a very
absolutely.
positive. Yep, I can get it
Absolutely.
done. You're a glass half full. Absolutely,
Yeah.
we can make that happen. Brilliant answer. What, on the flip side, is your least favorite word?
Hate.
Hate. Love it. Well, I don't love it. I hate it, but that's the point. Okay.
Yeah.
What is a noise that you love to hear?
The pickleball on a paddle.
There you go. Brilliant.
Except the new technology ones. I hate that sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, there's one brand of paddle that I hate the sound of the ball on it.
Is it a GB?
It is,
It's
yeah.
a Great Britain paddle.
Well, yeah.
What is it? What
awful.
kind of paddle?
GB.
GB?
Yeah,
GB.
you know, just in case they become a future sponsor, we can't say
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, right. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
It
hate
never
the
will.
sound
We
of
don't like the sound.
Yeah. I've got
Okay.
one here.
But
So-
interestingly, there's a quiet paddle.
That's a horrible paddle.
Owl.
Right.
The owl paddle?
Yeah, the owl, which is so weird, but I kind of liked it. But I played like testing it with one of our deaf players. We got 14 deaf
Oh,
players
yeah,
at our group,
Okay.
and I was like,
It wasn't a sound test, was it?
but I was like, is he going to find it as weird as me?
No.
Because is it that I'm missing the sound that I find weird, or the feel of
Oh.
it?
Did you ask him?
Yeah, I asked him, and he was just like, it feels different, because it's got such a softer feel. So
Yeah.
it wasn't noise that I was missing; it was the feel.
Yeah.
Was the feel?
Yeah.
Quick sidebar in the questionnaire. I used to teach tennis, and I had a group. I used to teach at Batchwood Indoor Tennis Centre. That's no more.
No,
Oh.
it is there.
It is there now.
It is there with 8 pickleball courts on it.
Oh, I love it.
I ran a festival there 3 weeks ago, and
Okay.
I'm running a Rally 21 Absolutely Pickled tournament and festival there on the 18th and 19th of May.
Fantastic. So Liz and Mandy used to run it when I was there. Liz Jones and Mandy Franks. I don't know if you remember them. But anyway, back in the day when this is when I was in high school, I think. Secondary school, sorry. And
Comprehensive.
I had a group of deaf kids that I
Yeah.
was my group and I taught. And they were amazing. Like when you're
Yeah.
used to like a group of like 9-10-year-olds, regular, kids with sound of hearing, you can't keep their attention. You're doing your
Yeah.
best or whatever. These kids were locked in for
Yeah.
a whole hour. It was amazing, the attention, because they don't have that. So
Yeah.
they have to
Yeah.
use these. And I
Yeah.
I was so impressed until I said, okay, kids, listen up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoops.
I'm like that at our group all the time. I'm like,
And they
"Come on,
just
listen
laugh
up."
at you, don't they? They just laugh
Yeah.
at you. They just
Yeah.
laugh at you. Bless them. But that's amazing. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to go to Batchford next time over as well. Okay, let's see. What profession would you like to attempt? And it has to be something you've never tried before.
Brain surgery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any reason?
I watched Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, I do
all-
too.
Yeah, well, I'd never seen it until COVID, and then I binge watched it. And I am now qualified
No.
in brain surgery.
Bullshit. 'Cause I've
Okay.
had 6, and there's no fucking way I'm letting you near my head.
Come on, let me have a
no,
go at it.
no fucking way.
Well, if I could find one, I'd
Yeah,
maybe
exactly. Yeah,
attempt
there you go.
surgery on
There's
it.
loads of room to work with in there.
There is.
Mine, however, did very little room to work with. Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, on the flip side, what profession would you absolutely not like to try ever?
Ooh.
Brain surgery.
Probably one of the instructors when you jump out of an aeroplane,
Why?
like a skydiving instructor.
Oh
Well,
no,
you just push them.
No, I couldn't even go up there with them.
no. I thought I
She
could.
came over in a rowboat.
Yeah. Listen, I get as far away from the doors as I can be.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But,
No, no skydiving, no skydiving. for Lou.
Skydiving. Sorry,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
And
I'll
I
take
used
back
to think
my
I
birthday
could,
present.
but now I
No.
don't think I could. I think
No.
older.
You only need a parachute to skydive a second time.
Yeah. No,
Good.
that's not a job anyone should do.
No. Okay. Here it is. Favorite curse word.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, 2 really. See you next Tuesday and twat.
Yes.
Yeah,
Said
my
properly.
doubles partner when I played competitively, Chris Mitchell.
Yes.
I must have called him twat at least 6 times per game. Every game.
Is it precursor by you stupid twat or just you twat or you
Just-
absolute
See
twat?
you
Just
next Tuesday, twat.
Yeah, he's just a twat.
Yeah,
Chris, we
got
love
it.
you. I love you, Chris.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, a grumpy twat as well.
No, we
Oh yeah. Oh, those are
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Personality trait in others. What personality trait in others do you hate? Like, what is it that just you see this them doing something, you're just like, oh, I hate people like you. What is that personality trait?
Arrogance.
Arrogance. Interesting.
I like that one.
Arrogance.
I do. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Flip side. What is a personality trait you go, oh, I love that person because they are like that?
I think probably people that are not at all selfish.
Okay.
So, yeah, like people that give to others take my heart completely.
Yeah. So generosity and love.
Yeah.
I will say though, like Lou is a very giving person.
Yeah. So
Right.
you
And,
know,
and
that's
sometimes
true.
it just like it pisses me off sometimes when people give and they get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Like when because it's a really good quality in a human.
Well,
And
you
then
have
there's-
that too, Lee. You have that.
Well, I take, yes. No,
No.
no, but
You
know,
get
it's like
taken
people-
advantage
yeah.
of because you're too
But when
nice.
people take advantage of it, and it's
Yeah.
like it boils my blood. And sometimes the person who gives doesn't realize
Yeah.
that they're being taken advantage of or they're being used, and it just that pisses me off. Like if anything will make me want to punch somebody in the face, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you see you next Tuesday, twat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think you're absolutely right. I know exactly what you're talking about. And those people, and they seem genuine, but they're not. They're just using, and
And
the
they know it
person-
too, and they're conniving, and they're like, oh, the 5-second salesperson. It's like, you know, they're like, oh, they appear all nice, and then you know, at second number 6, you're like, you see the bullshit, but they con you, and it drives me crazy when they take advantage of nice people, because that's just it makes my blood boil.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Here's
got
my list of people.
I've got a group at London Pickleball.
Yeah.
So London Pickleball, it's not a club. It's basically a dictatorship. And I happen to be the dictator. And
Okay.
so I say what goes. But I've got a group of about 8 people who are incredible mini dictators.
Ah.
And it's a community dictatorship. But they give so much.
Yeah.
Like all in their own time. They coach, they organise, they put on so much.
Mhm.
And that's why London Pickleball is what it is.
Yeah.
Because of these people that give.
Yeah.
And like I take all the credit, I get all the glory, but actually
You've got a team of mini dictators that,
yeah.
But and that's so true, Lou. Like this sport, and I think it's true in every sport actually, the people that put in the hours and do the reffing, like soccer in the, American football here, just there are people that just do it. And you're like, are you doing it because you want your kid on the all-star team? Yes, probably. But there are people who hard graft and just put the time in, and bless them, because you
but it's
need
like that at
people
tournaments.
like that.
Yeah,
like
you
at pickleball tournaments, like even at the US Open, right? You just, sometimes you're there early. You've got a 8 o'clock court time, right? So you're there at 6:30. They're already there with smiles on their faces, and you maybe got to leave around 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. They were there till 11. And then turn around, rinse and repeat, and the next day they're there with smiles on, and they're so happy to be there, and so it makes me mad sometimes. And I think the pros especially, we fall into this category, sadly, that sometimes we are not as polite as we should be, and we take it out on the volunteer or the ref, and it's like, no, they're doing a thankless job, and we must thank them, and we must be better and do better, because if it wasn't for them, we don't have a platform.
You don't have it.
Exactly. Well, you've just got to look at Karen Mitchell, who's the director of Pickleball England. She's been doing, like, she's been director for I don't know, it's probably 5 years now.
Okay.
Does not get paid a single penny, right? Not a penny. She does between 60 and 80 hours a week. It is beyond a full-time job, and it's all voluntary.
And it's a passion project.
And kind of you say volunteer, and it makes it sound like, oh, it's a it's a job.
Oh, it's totally a job.
So it's not a voluntary role, it's an unpaid role.
It's an unpaid role.
And she has single-handedly, like, turned pickleball in England from, like, a few hundred people to thousands and thousands. And she's got, like, regional directors and that support her and all do their bit. But Karen Mitchell has transformed pickleball in England.
And we're going to have her on. We're going to have her on the podcast.
She's incredible.
She's
incredible woman.
Love to. After that ringing endorsement, we cannot not have her on.
Well, exactly.
Amazing. But not to knock the fact, Lou, that you've been doing just as much.
Yeah.
Your little piece of the pie.
Yeah, and
I see how busy you are. I see how busy you are, mate.
Yeah, it's crazy busy, but I get such a buzz from it.
Yeah.
I'll be talking to Lou, like, on WhatsApp or whatever. Like, what you're doing? Like, I'm finishing some key rings that I'm making for a tournament. I'm finishing T-shirts that I'm making. I'm doing this. Like, it's not just the organization, but she's like, mate, she's got a printer, a T-shirt printer and stuff, and she's like, oh, I'm doing. And I'm like, bloody hell! I'm off to bed. Like, I'm at a stage in my life where if you text me after 9 p.m., I'm texting you at 4:36 a.m. Like, that's the stage of life I'm in, right? Lou's like, no, it's midnight. I'm still doing. I'm like, what are you doing, woman?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
But it's worth it.
You can't put a price on passion.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, we have one more final fun question for you, Lou. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you reach the pearly gates?
Well, I know now you're going to make me cry, because I want him to say, your dad's just over there, go and say hello.
Oh, see, there you go. That's all right. That's all right.
And is he playing pickleball?
Oh, he'll be playing pickleball.
And he needs 2 more.
Yeah, absolutely. He's given up golf and he's just playing pickleball now.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Brilliant answer. Well, we leave it with Lou's dad, ready and waiting to play pickleball whenever you arrive, but don't be in a hurry, because we need you back. So
just make sure he's
going
not
anywhere.
5-0.
Yeah,
exactly.
Listen, while you were taking your sweet time, I've been getting better.
Exactly.
And he's running the senior pro league up there now.
Exactly.
None of that.
No. Okay. Well, Lee, what else? Is there anything else? What's our usual, question that we ask our guests before we leave?
Yeah, where can people follow, stalk you, find out what's going on with London Pickleball, everything that's happening in the UK? Like, what are the socials? Because we'll plug them on our site and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, on Facebook, London Pickleball, and it's got the London. It's actually London Pickleball England, because somebody criticised us because he was like, "Well, I thought it was London, Ontario." It's got the London skyline on the Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's, I think we got, I don't know, 6,000 followers on the London Pickleball page.
Okay.
There's also the Pickleball England website, which you get everything that's going on. There's newsletters, and you just got to sign up for that. Pickleball England is free to be a member, and there's so much information on that. And anyone that wants to come and play and visit, they've just got to email London Pickleball 002 at gmail.com.
Like 00.
002.
Got it.
And yeah, they can come and play, and we'll try and fit them in to one of our sessions.
Yeah.
And then in the future, there'll be a couple more websites that you'll need to hook up to if you want to come and play on a dedicated pickleball facility.
Perfect. So amazing. Well, I'm so glad that you were in town, or in her town.
Yeah.
To come on the podcast, and hope you enjoy. How long are you here till? When do you leave?
Leave on the 14th of May.
Oh, good. So nice stint here. Okay,
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Not my side of the country. So we're bi-coastal. I'm in California. She's in Florida, but
so
it's actually still a bit windy, and it's not perfect weather over here right now. No. So you're probably good in Florida.
But over there's the second best city in the world. So
what? As in the second best?
Well, London's the best city in the world.
Yes, I was going to say
and the second best is San Francisco.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. It's true.
Yeah.
But I'm with you.
I don't know where you got your data, but sure. We'll
listen, the opinion of me, surely
the dictator.
I am, after all, the dictator.
Don't argue with the dictator. She's she knows exactly what's going on. Well, Lou, really, really nice to meet you. And next time I'm over, I'll come say hi.
Yeah, do.
And love to see everything you're doing. And thank you for all your hard work. And we will do our best to promote everything you're doing. And we will put this podcast up. Lee'll let you know when it's live, so you can share it with all your followers, and they can all hear your pearls of wisdom, and maybe learn a little bit something from Lee. But who knows?
Who knows?
It's
great to meet you finally, Pen.
Yes, you too, mate. All right, Lee. So as usual, we're going to sign off. It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from her.
All right. See you next time.